Imagine waking in the night to a knock at your door. You don't answer, but you hear your name whispered on the wind. In the morning, your neighbor is found dead, pale, drained of blood. These aren't scenes from Hollywood. They're legends written in history. Whispered in villages, recorded by priests, even reported by soldiers. Tonight, we uncover the true vampire myths that terrified the world. From Transylvania to New England. And I promise you, some of these stories are far stranger than fiction. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Vlad the Impaler. The man behind Dracula. Before Hollywood gave us Dracula, history gave us Vlad Gepek. Known as Vlad the Impaler, he ruled Wallachia in the 15th century with cruelty that still chills historians. Tales describe entire forests of bodies impaled on stakes. Enemies claimed he dined among the corpses, even dipping his bread in their blood. Was it true? Most likely propaganda from rivals, but it cemented his reputation as a monster. Centuries later, Bram Stoker borrowed his name and his homeland, and Dracula was born. Chapter 2. The Serbian Vampire Epidemic. Arnold Payol, in 1726. Villagers near Belgrade whispered the name Arnold Payol. He was a soldier who once claimed he had been attacked by a vampire. After his death, strange things began to happen. Neighbors swore they saw him at night. Livestock died mysteriously. People wasted away, as if drained of life. The villagers dug him up, and what they found was terrifying. His body was fresh, nails had grown, blood trickled from his lips. In fear, they drove a stake through his heart. But it didn't end. More deaths followed. Soon dozens of bodies were exhumed, each said to show the same signs. The panic spread so far, Austrian military doctors wrote official reports. This wasn't a ghost story. It was documented, like a plague. Chapter 3. Peter Plagojewicz, the undead farmer. Just a year earlier, another Serbian village had already faced the nightmare. A farmer named Peter Plagojewicz died. But 10 villagers claimed he came to them in their sleep, choking them until they died. Panic spread quickly. His widow swore. She saw him return to their home at night. When they opened his grave, the body was shockingly preserved. Hair and beard seemed to have grown, and once again, blood at the mouth. Terrified, they drove a stake through his chest. Witnesses said he groaned as the stake pierced him. Villagers burned his corpse to ashes. This story was so widely reported that it introduced the very word vampire into European newspapers for the first time. Chapter 4. Mercy Brown, the American Vampire. By the 19th century, the vampire panic crossed the ocean. In Rhode Island, 1892, the Brown family was struck by tuberculosis, but the villagers saw it differently. They believed one of the dead was feeding on the living. They exhumed Mercy Brown, a 19-year-old girl who had died weeks earlier. What they saw horrified them. Her body seemed unnaturally preserved, her heart still full of blood. Desperate, they cut it out, burned it, and mixed the ashes into a potion for her sick brother to drink, hoping to break the curse. He died soon after. Newspapers across America reported it. Even Bram Stoker himself read about Mercy Brown before publishing Dracula. The last true vampire of New England was real enough to make the headlines. Chapter 5. The Vrikolakas, the Greek island vampire across the sea. The Greek islands whispered about the Vrikolakas. Villagers believed that when certain people died, murderers, sinners, or the excommunicated, their bodies might not stay buried. At night, they rose, knocking on doors and calling names. And here was the terrifying rule. If you answered, you would die within days. The only defense? Never respond to a knock after midnight. Priests recorded rituals where suspected Vrikolakas were dug up, staked, even burned, to stop them from returning. These stories lasted for centuries, feeding the same fear of the restless dead that haunted the Balkans and beyond. Chapter 6. From folklore to Dracula, all of these legends. Vlad the Impaler. Serbian outbreaks, Mercy Brown, and the Vrikolakas shaped the image of the vampire. When Bram Stoker wrote Dracula in 1897, he didn't invent a monster. He collected centuries of terror. The idea that the dead can rise, feed, and spread death was not fantasy. It was lived reality for terrified villages. So the question is, Why were these stories so common in so many places, across hundreds of years? Was it just superstition? Or did people really see something they couldn't explain? The next time you hear a knock at your door past midnight, remember, the legends of the vampire were never just stories. They were warnings.